Mike Butterworth, owner of MBG Renovation. We're a remodeling company based in Des Moines, Iowa. Along with our team of professionals, we work with the best trades around. Join me as I saddle up in the old 56 Ford and ride around with some of these great people as we discuss life and remodeling in Central Iowa. This is Riding with Remodelers. Kari Sebern! Welcome to Riding with Remodelers! Stationary edition.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We could pretend like we're in the truck.
Yeah, okay. But
like
only
this.
I would be driving.
Not in England.
Okay.
Or probably other places. But here's my impression of having a conversation in the truck. You try to talk to me.
Okay, hello. I think there's a little bit in there too of like maybe about to break down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm glad I didn't have that stress.
Okay. Let's jump right in here. Kari. Why is it Carrie and not Kari?
I don't know. I guess it's probably my parents, right? So they probably started calling me Carrie. Which is kind of weird because one of my like long lost relatives was pronounced Kari, Norwegian, Kari.
Okay.
So that would be closer to Kari than to Carrie, right? So, this is a mystery.
I was not expecting an actual explanation. And so color me impressed.
I am an engineer. I will give an explanation for everything.
I will tell you that Siri calls you Kari.
Okay. That's okay.
And it's hard to go against Apple.
Yeah.
It's a fight you're going to lose.
Yeah.
So, okay. According to Wikipedia, you are an engineer.
Oh.
What made you want to drive trains?
Yeah, so that's not what I do, but thank you. I wish I could drive trains, but I can't. I don't know, I liked math, so that was like an aptitude thing. Like when I was in elementary school, like math was like a thing that was a good fit. I had an uncle that was an engineer, so I shadowed with him some.
What kind of engineering did your uncle do?
Civil.
And you do?
Structural. So
Yes.
I do buildings,
Okay.
not bridges. There's two kinds of structural engineers. So there's bridge engineers and buildings. So
let's say you're at an engineering convention. Do a structural engineering convention. Do you break off into groups with the bridge guys over here
that
and
is
the
like
structural gals over here?
that is a perfect question,
Yeah.
and yes, we do.
Elitist. You're an
I swear
elitist.
you have been there. I swear you have been at these conferences.
Yeah.
And seen this.
I moonlight as one of the guys that come around and put more butter on the table.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
at lunchtime.
I like it. Yeah.
We're kind of together at lunchtime, but that's maybe you stayed after for coffee.
Because people do like butter in their coffee.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So getting back to your question.
Yes.
So then, I don't know, like, so I went to college thinking, oh, engineering, like, maybe that would be a good fit. I also liked art, so I didn't find that out till I was, like, a senior in high school, though. So I started in civil engineering, and it wasn't until sophomore year where I was like, crap, this is really hard. I don't know if I want to do this. And I toured the interior design department and almost switched my major.
Oh, man.
But then I started taking a class called statics, which is like the language of structural engineering.
Okay.
So force direction, getting all of the arrows down to the foundation or down to the ground. So that's when I found out I really loved that language. So sophomore year of college is when I got lucky and decided what I was in was a good fit.
Nice. Well, I like that. We are actually sitting in your home today, and it is beautiful and beautifully decorated,
Thank you.
designed, and now I know why.
Yep, we all got both sides, right?
Yeah.
Creative and logical. So
Yes. So my next question that I had on my trusty sheet was, where did you grow up and go to school?
I grew up in South Dakota, and I don't have an accent until I say South Dakota.
South Dakota, yeah.
So yeah, I grew up in a small town of like 2,000 people, and then I went to South Dakota State in Brookings,
Yes.
and then got a degree in civil engineering, which is a 4-year, or if you're fun, a 4.5-year degree.
Yeah. And civil is like community planning, is that?
No. Civil engineering is like a broader engineering. So structural is a part of civil.
Oh.
So there's like 6 main parts to civil engineering.
Is one of them city planning?
No. Nice try.
Is city planning engineering at all?
No. Related, maybe.
Adjacent?
Yes. Perhaps an engineer could be a city planner. You're right. You're correct.
Well, I don't think I am at all. I don't think I am. Okay. You gotta fly.
I know. I'll move slowly.
We got cut.
Don't open your mouth too wide.
Cut.
Okay. It's okay.
Okay. I think it's time for a break. Coffee in a mug? Mm-hmm. What? Why is mine so cold and kind of tastes a little like
Iced
tequila?
Coffee.
Oh, iced coffee. Gotcha. Delicious mule. I told you I want to keep this very professional.
Yes.
All information, no entertainment.
Okay.
Yes. What was your professional path that got you here today?
Yes.
And maybe we can back up a little bit. Let's frame this. Let's let people know where are you today? Not specifically here in your house, but where are you in your career today? And then we'll talk about how you got here.
Yes. So physically, Panora, Iowa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Serving what?
Serving, you mean business-wise?
Oh, serving what areas?
Pretty much Des Moines and then around here. But
Yep.
we like to do buildings, so there's not too much new construction other than at the lake here.
Okay.
So Des Moines is kind of the market, and then also in Denver.
Okay.
So
And sorry, keep going.
So that's where I'm at today.
Yep.
And business-wise, so I started my business 10 years ago when I moved here, and started doing a lot of residential remodeling stuff with people like yourself.
Yes.
And then also grew into more like commercial projects, so like retail places, office buildings, which is a real high demand market right now that we're in COVID and nobody is working in offices. But there's other things that are happening, but also multifamily, mixed use type of spaces. So those are kind of the things that we like to design. How I got here. So after graduating from South Dakota State, I moved out to Denver, worked in a couple of firms out there doing large scale commercial work. So high rise commercial type of work.
Okay.
And big commercial projects in the Denver area and then kind of all over the world actually. And then once we had kids, we moved back to small town to raise them in a small town environment. I'm 45 minutes from Des Moines, so I didn't want to commute. So I started doing my own thing.
What's your connection to Panora, or just like when you moved here?
Yeah, so my ex-husband works over in the county, like at the county seat of where we live. So
In the jail.
no, he's a civil engineer.
Oh, okay. Oh, city planner.
Yes.
Got it.
No. Roads department.
Not city planner. Okay.
No.
Got you.
No.
Got it. Okay. And your business name, so that people watching can call you and have you come decorate their home.
Yes, exactly. Because that's what I show up for.
Yeah.
Or then sometimes I get called the insurance adjuster too.
Yeah.
So not ever the structural engineer actually,
Right.
if people were to guess. But so we are Vector Collaborative. And where the name comes from, so we just rebranded in February. And where the name comes from is that statics class I was talking about earlier. So I was talking about arrows with a force and a direction that we have to get down to the ground. Those are actually called vectors. So it's like getting all of these vectors to resolve into the ground.
And I am sure that I told you the joke I don't understand, but maybe memorized.
I think you told me this. Tell it again.
I don't know if I can. What do you get when you cross a mosquito and a mountain climber?
A vector?
Nothing, because you can't cross a scalar with a vector.
Okay, yep. And I forget what a scalar is even, and I should probably know that.
Oh.
Maybe it's just a force.
I don't know what any of it is.
Yeah.
I had to memorize it, and I might have memorized it incorrectly.
No, I think that sounds familiar. So.
Well, God,
Nice job.
Yeah.
Nice job on the joke. Everyone's laughing.
The joke. The joke. Okay. You talked a little bit about the types of projects you do. But according to Wikipedia, you like to work on boutique hotels. Why not regular hotels like the Howard Johnson or La Quinta?
because the art side I was talking about earlier, and I appreciate you looking into my Wikipedia page.
I probably just went to your website.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to say that. I liked the idea of thinking that I had a Wikipedia page.
Yes.
But boutique hotels. So that's a little more artistic.
Yep.
And the budgets are a little bit higher for complex design issues.
That's cool.
Or not issues, like fun stuff, right? Like it's not an issue for us. It's what we want to do.
Well, but I think maybe the reason people call you, the reason I call you, is because there is an issue that takes expertise.
Yes.
So I call you when we're taking down a wall, and I need to know if we can just knock it down, or we need to reinforce it. And then you will say you need to reinforce it, and I say, are you sure? And you say yes, and then you send us a design. You call them designs, right?
Yep.
With the proper beam sizing and attachments and everything.
Yep. And I would have to say one of my favorite conversations is, like, I will typically tell you to put a hole in the drywall, right, to see if there's a joist running that way or not. And then I think one of the funniest things was once you were like, can I just use a stud finder? So thank you. I have that in my back pocket now all the time.
Right.
So I can say that instead. So thank you for helping to evolve my professional career.
You're welcome. Do you remember the first time we met, which was on a job?
Yes. Do you?
I do.
Okay.
Do you remember how many years ago it was? The 10-ish?
I feel like your email address when I sent the report was like a Gmail email. So it wasn't like MBG. It was like prior to MBG.
Which was Mike the Handyman.
Okay. At Gmail.
I don't know about that. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But I remember that time because, hi, your kids are home. That day, I took your picture and I've been carrying it around with me ever since in my pocket.
Yep.
Every
There
single
it
day.
is.
I'm going to put it in front of
There
your
it is.
face so we can see it.
I see the resemblance. Yep.
I can't.
Thank you for the slender figure.
But look, so it's well worn, and every single day I've had it.
Yep.
You're special to me.
I don't think we looked at a bathtub, though. I think we looked at a wall, at a staircase.
I tried to get rid of that bathtub. It was the only actual photograph I could find for this bit.
Yes, it was off of Merle Hay, though. Do you remember?
I know right where it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of by where our shop is now in Dogtown. Yeah. And I remember it was a start of a long working relationship and friendship that every time you say something, I have to look up what it means.
Okay. Really?
Kind of. You're like, yeah, no, this is easy. What you want to do is take this out, blah, 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 and then just go ahead and do some ladder framing across here, and then you're done. I was like, all right, thank you. And then this is long enough ago, I don't think we had the internet, and so I went to the library, pulled out the Encyclopedia Britannica, and I said, what is ladder framing?
Yeah.
Turns
I
out it's just... Yes, you did. She's sneaky funny. She is like the hit at the engineering convention, aren't you? Ladder framing. Make it look like a ladder. That's it.
I don't know if that's a compliment or a take.
Which?
A hit at the engineering conference. I'll take it as a compliment.
You're a hit. We have, I have been fortunate enough to be invited on a few occasions to the Des Moines area Construction Professionals Ladies Wine Night.
Yes. This is a great night. Great time.
And so, that just sort of made me think of wine night.
Yep.
She's a hit at those too. And there's like some actual non-nerds at that thing, besides you and me.
Yes, this is like, it is kind of the prime entertainment.
The creme de la creme. Yeah, and then we're in the corner going, I don't really want to talk to anybody.
Whatever.
No, ladies' wine night is just
That's
friends.
only for the first 20
It's
minutes.
Friends. Yeah, right? Okay. I wanted to give you this picture. It's special to me, and it's pretty well worn, but I want you to have it.
I like the hairstyle, too. I feel like that was... And I must have had gloves on that day, so...
What? Yeah?
It's just put it right
Here, hold it up to the camera. Let's see. I don't know if we can see it. I mean, you can't really see it, but that's okay.
Okay.
It's still awesome. Yeah.
Velcro.
like a bib. It's a picture bib.
Yes.
Okay, so I only have one more question.
Okay.
This wasn't so bad, right?
No, it's all good. All good.
What are your plans professionally for your company for the future? Actually, I have one more.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia,
Yes.
what are some challenges of working in multiple states?
Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Well, I think like it's hard like when you have employees in different states because you have different state income taxes that you have to pay. Right now with COVID, it's annoying. Like, so part of the whole deal was to be able to go to Denver like every once in a while, and it's like a company expense, right? And to do work, of course. Like, of course, to do work.
Of course.
But now with COVID, like that's a little bit hard and difficult. So that's definitely a challenge, having an employee that's out in Colorado. And, you know, we can talk, we can fax, we can, you know, do all of those types of things. But yeah, like face to face, we can't.
See, you just snuck one in there, and it was a joke grenade, and it took me a hot second to get there.
Well, I guess there's the engineer in me coming out.
Oh man, no, brava.
So that is a challenge.
And I have never met Cindy, who works for you.
Yes, Megan. Yes, Megan Cindy is her middle name.
Yep.
That's okay.
But I saw on your Wikipedia page, you guys kind of look like you could be sisters.
Yes, she is my younger sister, actually.
I did not know that.
Just kidding.
I did know that.
Yeah.
I did know not that.
Okay. Yes, you were correct in your assumption.
Yeah.
I think your initial assumption.
That you're sisters?
That we're not sisters.
But you kind of look similar, don't you?
Yes, I would agree. Yeah. She is very short and very petite, so.
I did notice you towered over her, but you shared the same petiteness.
Oh, that's kind of you to say.
Okay, so I can't remember if I've asked this question and I've sidetracked you so hard that we didn't get to it, or, oh yes, I went backwards. Plans for your company for the future. So
I am in this weird space where I'm not planning.
That's not weird, but what if you just said you're planning to not plan? Or you're planning to not change?
Intentional.
You're planning to not grow?
No, grow. We want to grow. But I feel like it's more of a like take opportunities as they come thing instead of like a 5-year plan of like this is where we want to be. Because I feel like that limits you, and it also like is tunnel vision.
That explains a lot. So a little background here. I have been asking her for a year and a half to come on the show.
Okay.
And she just kept saying, no, I don't want to. No, I don't like the show. It's not funny. It's not good. It's not informative. Leave me alone. I've already changed my number. Which one of the ladies, Wine Night ladies, gave you my number? I mean, she's very thorough. But now you're taking what comes.
Yes.
And here we are.
I recognize the opportunity. So.
Oh, man. I sort of feel like maybe I need to ask one more serious question because it's been mostly jokes and not a whole lot of information. No.
Just been information. You can always lace good information with a joke.
Oh, here. Okay, I'm going to ask one more question then. Okay. What advice would you give a young person? I guess I'm not going to ask it. What advice would you give a young person wanting to become a train driver? Oh. What advice would you give a young person wanting to become a structural engineer? Wow.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
I don't know. Like, pay attention in school. So one thing for any careers, like I do like to talk to kids about, like in seriousness, like I do like to talk to kids about what they want to do for a job. And what I always tell them is to ask to shadow somebody. So like no one's going to seek out a kid to like come work for them for the day or shadow with them. Like the kid has to seek out who they want to go talk to and who they want to work with. Yeah. So that's important because I feel like it's really hard to figure out what you want to do when it's just like a textbook or like somebody telling you a job description or like a Wikipedia page. Like it's just real hard to know.
There it was again.
For sure.
There it was again.
Stop.
Yeah.
And the other thing is communication skills. So like you have to be good at talking and you have to be good at emailing and have complete sentences. And did you catch that?
No.
Oh.
I knocked her down though. Sorry.
Okay, so you have to have good communication skills.
And don't interrupt.
No, I just got distracted.
No, I've interrupted you 100 times.
That's okay. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I think it's just part of the riff process.
Yes.
Mr. Miyagi, you gonna grab that or? So yes, communication skills are super important, and not getting distracted. No, I'm just saying, like, you have to be able to email. Like, that's a big thing. Like, a lot of people, like, don't read through their emails before they send them, and there's a bunch of run-on sentences, and it's very difficult for the people to understand it. And I also tell kids that, like, an email a lot of times is, like, your first form of interaction, or, like, your first impression to a potential client, so they have to be done well.
I like that. Yeah, so that's it. No more questions, except for, you mentioned Mr. Miyagi. Have you watched Cobra Kai?
No, I don't know what this is.
About?
No.
So you have watched The Karate Kid Part 1, 2, and 3, obviously.
Yes, enough to know that Mr. Miyagi's in it. That's about it.
Oh,
but,
well,
okay.
So...
What's the name of this again? Say it again.
Cobra Kai, which was the dojo of the opposing bad guys in the Karate Kids.
Okay.
Right? But Netflix just dropped this a couple months ago, probably.
Okay.
And it is modern day, current day.
Oh.
And it's Daniel, and I forgot the guy's name because he's the bad guy.
Okay.
But the sweepest leg, the dude.
Sure.
And it's there still to this day. It's great.
Okay.
Like, I started watching it because I reached the end of the internet during this pandemic. I don't sleep super well, and so I should probably read, but I've been watching the telly, and I got through everything.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I started watching it. It's great.
Okay.
100% I'm going to edit this part out.
Okay. So I have to tell you, I also won something.
What?
Bumble. I got to the end of Bumble and won. You have reached the end of the potential people.
Is great.
So if you could get that on.
Can you go in and tweak your profile a little bit to sort of expand? Like, maybe just raise that age cap a little bit or lower that age floor a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't settle. So I think you just wait.
18 to 75.
Just wait for somebody new to pop in. So.
Well, anybody watching out here want to get yourself on Bumble? Hashtag funny engineer. It should only pull up one.
Oh no.
Kari Sebern.
We're not done. I have something for you too.
Okay.
Was that your? Was that?
That was my sign off.
Okay, don't sign off yet.
Okay.
I have a present for you.
Oh no. Okay.
I thought long and hard about this. I even bought a custom bag straight from a retail shop.
Sweetest. Ever
Eve, yes.
Ever.
It's, women's clothing.
Oh. Okay. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little nervous.
Okay. Well, with social distancing.
I'm getting more nervous.
Yep. I know that the office is hard with social distancing, so I wanted to get something. They're monogrammed. It's for all of you in the office, so that way you can still poke fun at each other and joke around, even though you have to be socially distanced. So
I love this, but what exactly should I pull it?
I don't know, just not this way.
Oh, it's a gun or a shooty thing.
Perhaps. Yep.
That's great.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
So they're custom monogrammed, so be careful.
I do see that. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And I think it's no accident that there is a 6-foot cord on this thing.
I know, right?
It's amazing.
They were visionaries.
Well,
whoever
thank
developed
you
these.
so much. That is so kind.
You can use it for a microphone in
And
your
then
car, too.
I got you a present, too. It's this picture of you that I've been carrying around
Well, thank you.
on my person
Yeah.
for upwards of a decade.
I noticed it's still a little sweaty, so.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Kari Sebern! Thank you for being on Riding with Remodelers, Stationary Edition.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Anything you want to say? You have a website, I bet.
Yep, vector-collab.com.
Mm-hmm. And probably social media, Facebook, Instagram, Bumble, what else?
All of the above.
All right. Wave to the camera and say bye. Wave to the camera and say bye.